most likely this kind of a situation already happened in your life, in your daily lifestyle, that you are living normally, then suddenly, I don't know, an argument breaks out, and afterwards you are driving home, you hit a stone or a rock which was on the road, or you go through it with your tire, but thank God nothing bad happened. You then get home, you, I don't know, prepare lunch, or you do something in the kitchen, and you suddenly break a glass or break a plate and something like that. And all those scenarios that happen throughout one day make you feel like as if you had some kind of a bad omen or a curse placed on you. And it's not ideal, because what that can lead you to is to make bad decisions, because you already are like filled up with negativity, with pessimistic viewpoints, because many negative things happened, and what if something bad will happen again, and like if you have something that you wanted to do but you won't really go for it because you are afraid that again something bad might happen. And there is one solution which you can try, and it's actually a pretty good one, and it's to counterbalance it with some positivity. So if you are going through many negative scenarios, they don't have to be like connected to each other. That will naturally make you feel like as if you had a curse, if you had a bad omen or something like that. And in order for you to not make any kind of bad and rash decisions based on those emotions, you need to counterbalance it with some positivity. And in this case, going for, I don't know, playing video games, watching a video, watching a film, that's not an ideal thing to do, because it's not true positivity, it doesn't create true happiness. True happiness is created through something that brings you like joy, that doesn't just go away after the action is finished. So like if you watch a movie, it's a habit or it's an activity which is based on highs and lows, which means that as you are going through that activity, you are at that time on the high, and as you are finishing or towards the end of that activity, it starts going down to the level that it actually drops below the baseline of your happiness, which means that you will be less happier after the activity than when you began doing that activity. So you don't want to do an activity like that to counterbalance it, because that's not true happiness. Instead, I found one activity that most of the time can trigger the release of positive emotions, trigger the release of dopamine without the drop below your baseline. And that's gratitude. It's a simple and easy exercise which you can do right away whenever you go through a day like that, which is like completely filled up with negative situations, that it makes you feel like as if somebody has cursed you. And so in that case, do a gratitude exercise, at least for 5 minutes or for however long you need to or want to, and just take a piece of paper or do it on your device, or you can do it in your head and just set a timer. I found this to be quite important, because if you don't set a timer, it's kind of like you are not sure for how long you should do it, and you won't really focus on the gratitude itself. And so in that case, it's ideal to have a timer, or to give yourself the amount of things that you will write down or think about that you are grateful for. And so you could start with that, the fact that you are grateful for your legs, that they are working correctly. You are grateful that you have lunch on your table, that you have roof over your head, and stuff like that. You will continue doing so until you will feel positive emotions and you will feel the gratefulness itself. And it's a positive activity which you can do whenever you feel like. And as I mentioned, it's not the fake one. It isn't something bad in itself, such as watching videos or watching a film or eating junk food or whatever, because it's not something that triggers, as I mentioned, the highs and the lows. And so it's an ideal exercise to counterbalance such negativity. And the main thing about this exercise is to actually feel those positive emotions building up inside of you. Because if you will write down all the things that you are technically grateful for, but you don't actually feel the gratefulness, then it's kind of pointless. And so that's one thing which you can do. And in general, when you go through a day like that, it's ideal to step back and just have, or and just look at it from a broader viewpoint. So you won't look at the negative specific situations that happened, but you will instead focus on the positive ones that happened throughout the day. And so I hope I managed to mention everything I wanted to. And most of all, I hope that this video was valuable for you. And if you liked this kind of content, then you can watch this video next.